Okay, we're at the La Unione Italiana Cemetery. It's in Ybor City. Well, I guess what they call Ybor City. It's pretty much the ghetto of Tampa. 26th Street, 21st or 2nd Avenue. Definitely in the ghetto. Founded in 1894. Came here today because I wanted to see the Cuban cemetery and this one, just in general. Then I found out that both Traficantes are buried here, and that really sealed the deal for me. Fortunately, this one's open. Unfortunately, the Cuban Spanish cemetery is not. Not going to do the entire cemetery. It's vast. I'm a little walked out from taking photographs. And documenting both Traficante graves. And by all indications, it's going to be raining fairly soon. I don't have my poncho on me. Just fine. You get an idea of fairly brief overview without belaboring the point of how extensively ornate this is. This isn't the biggest cemetery I've ever seen, and it's not the most ornate, but it certainly comes close in being ornate. This is just for Tampa, Florida, I think. I mean, the percentage, I guess, is what really overwhelms me. There's no little graves sitting out by themselves like there would be, even though you'd see some really ornate stuff in some of the other cemeteries. You just don't see that here. It's almost like a requirement that you have to either have an enormous mausoleum or a pretty decent sized mausoleum, or these great big huge marble situations that we see in front of us here. It's just, I don't know, I think that's what strikes me about it. Pretty much every Italian surname you can imagine. These are all, let me rephrase that because that's not going to work out right. These are, a lot of these are Sicilian. A lot of, for whatever reason, a lot of people from, I think it was the western villages in Sicily, wound up settling here. And I've read some accounts before I came here about some of the families got off the boat at Ellis Island, took a train right straight down here. I mean, there wasn't any attempt to do anything at all in New York for those people. They just came right straight here. I thought it was pretty interesting. You don't hear enough about the Italian/Sicilian contingent contribution to the settling of Tampa, Ybor, etc. It's always the Cubans. And of course, you know, the Cubans have a huge part to play in all this, but they weren't alone. And that's a mausoleum. They finally just ran out of ground and started building above ground. But over here in the corner, there's some less ornate plots, but there's still, like what we're seeing right here in front of us, is most of them pretty expensive. And these great big buildings, crypts, pretty interesting stuff. We're gonna sit down, see if I can't get into the Cuban cemetery. It looked pretty shut down a little while ago, but we'll see.